folks, well, it's another day from the polytunnel. I think it's the, is it the 10th or the... Tell you what, I've got my phone with me today, so before we go on any further, let's have a quick peep. Yeah, it's the 10th of April today, and you know, I've just looked at the seeds over here, what I sowed back on the 7th, and we've actually got the first lupin already germinating. Yeah, it's growing, and there's also a poppy. Amazing, eh? 3 days. Can't believe that. So, but anyway, today I've just done these 4 half trays. I've also filled up 15 of these. They're over there at the moment, and so I'm just gonna, see what I've got here and see what I want to start on. These probably are going to be marigolds maybe, and some rutabaga and some lupins, what I'm probably going to start. In the pots, I've only done 1 lot, and probably do 2 lots. I'm going to start with sowing some cosmos directly into them, because it's already the 10th, as I say, of April, and another month and a bit and the cosmos will be safe to go to be put outside. So if I start now, the plants will probably, they won't be too big in a month's time. Say, well, we say 8, so we say 9 weeks. I would imagine the plants will probably be this high, whereas previous years when I've sown them a lot earlier, and when they've been transplanted they've been about this high, which is probably about 18 inches high, some of them, so they're a bit too lanky. So we're doing things a little bit different this year, or I am. I went through my seeds again, and I've got to give a big shout out to Paula, if she's watching, for she provided me with a lot of seeds, and also hang on a minute, I'm having one of those mental blockages. It'll come to me in a minute. I'll mention it later. Oh, it's bugging me. No, I've got to look, folks. Got to look. Why have I forgotten the name? Oh dear. How embarrassing. Oh well, I am on the other side of 50, so you know, you can expect these things. Oh dear. Oh, Marina, of course, Marina. Yeah. Thank you, Marina, and I hope you're feeling a bit better, and I hope you continue to improve. So it's going to be a mixture of seeds from both of them and ones what I've got myself. I knew I'd bought some seeds, but I thought that I'd actually used them last year. You know, it turns out that I had actually got some left. And they were the ones what were in this container, this ice cream container. So so I did have some dahlias and that left, and a few zinnia. So actually got quite a good choice. So I'm going to be trying to grow things which I haven't grown before or haven't had much luck with. I'll just have a look. Yeah, I've not grown that one before. Gaillardia. So that'll be a first for me. And I don't think I think I tried to grow these, but I never had any luck. What's that? I always call them echinacia, but I'm not sure how they're pronounced. But that's good enough for me. What else have I got here? I have actually grown some of these, or at least some are grown in the garden, but and that's Aquilegia. So I'm going to have a go at growing a few of those as well. That might have been my dad who dealt with those. I'm sure I may have sown some the other year, but they either never germinated, or due to conditions at home and that, they got left and they died off. So we'll see. What else have we got? Well, there's all sorts of things there, folks. So I'm just looking. No, they're dahlias. Right, okay. I need to get down to business. So which one's Cosmos? I'm going to do Cosmos. So these are that variety. I haven't grown these before. They look very similar to the Sensation ones, but I assume there's some sort of difference. And they do grow up to 4 feet high, 120 centimetre. I find that a lot of the seeds it says 1/4 inch, and that's what I tend to cover them like I did yesterday, and it's exactly the same, 1/2 centimetre. So give them a little tap, open it up. When you open these things up, never open it above a bag of compost. I did do it the other year, big mistake. That's what the seeds look like. Okay. As usual, I'm going to set them about 1.25 inches apart in all directions. And I do have got 2 cousins, no, sorry, a cousin and 2 friends who usually have Cosmos off me. So I have to make sure that I grow plenty of them. And I've got 4, 8, 12, 6, there's 20 in there. So that's roughly a tray for each person. So I'm going to need 4 trays of these. Hopefully there'll be enough seeds. It says there's 75 in the pack. Cosmos are one of the plants where I normally keep the seed. But what happened was last year was a disaster. I didn't even get any flowers. Plants grew, but there was no flowers. And if you remember, on previous years, there was one year when I made the mistake of leaving the seeds in the shed, and the mice got to them, and I lost 2 carrier bags full of seeds. It wasn't very nice. if you actually don't spread them out evenly, it doesn't matter. It just for me, it just saves that little bit of work on the pricking out. So there's one or two places where there's actually two seeds that actually fell out, but that's fine. I'm not going to bother sticking my fingers in, because then I get all soil and moisture on, and all the seeds start sticking. Right, so that's three trays done. That's 60 seeds. How many was meant to be? 75 in this pack, so it'll be interesting to see how many there is. I'm deep in concentration. Oh, by the way, thank you for everyone who commented on the 2 videos yesterday. Wow, I'm so impressed. Really am. Never really, never thought that people would miss my videos. It was a real, I felt really chuffed when I went to bed. Well, there we are, folks. We've got 80 seeds in there, and we've got, there's 5 there. How many's in there? There's probably about 10 seeds left. So it was nice to actually have more seeds than what it said on the pack. So we can save those for another time. I'm going to put them back in here. Just, if you fold it over, it just stops them from falling out when you take them out the next time. Right, we need to get 4 labels. By the way, these I tend to buy from Lidl, from Aldi, and I believe it's Thursday this week. So if we're on the 10th, it'll be on the 12th, these will be back in the shops. So worth looking out for. It's a lot cheaper than the garden centres. Right, what are we, Cosmos, Talina. Time for the 4th. One other thing I need to mention to you is about your labelling. I know I use this way of labelling up, but I have noticed on previous years that I've actually, the writing's faded completely. So just be aware of that. I should have been really more organised this year and actually created a few vinyl labels, because I've got a vinyl cutter, so I could actually have done it into vinyl, and there would have been no problem then. In fact, I do have some slate where I could actually have used stuck the used my vinyl onto the slate and made some permanent markers. So that's That's the 4 trays done. Now I'm just going to get some bit of compost to put over. On the subject of compost, folks, some of you may say, well, do you not create your own? In fact, at home here, I have actually got 2 compost bins on the go. And composting is one thing I've never really had the interest in all the time in getting it going, you know, with so many other things on the go. But it's something I will look into in the future. But anyway, these 2 bins are going, and I guess it will be probably next year before I'll know whether it's been a success or not. Just been having a look around the garden. I can see that there's loads of plants growing. So these must be the self-setters or self-germinating seeds what have come off the plants, either the perennials or the annuals what have grown before. So I'm going to have to be very careful when I come to doing some weeding. In fact, in some of the areas I might have to just leave them, apart from the very obvious ones like the dandelions, get those out, or the docks, you know, if there's any docks left. And so yeah, I mean, last year it was interesting because we had that Japanese anemone. We never set that, and so that was a surprise. And there was also the evening primrose, and so that was another surprise. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any more surprises this year. Say, my dad and mum, they used to always stick to bedding plants mostly, with you know, the odd shrub, and I know they had got phlox, the perennial variety. But mostly bedding ones. So whereas I'm kind of doing some annuals and perennials, and you know, a bit more adventurous, I suppose. Because I always like to, what I grow, I think of it as the looks, and also an opportunity to photograph the flowers and the bees and butterflies. So it's quite everything's focused that way for me. This soil is actually a little bit damp. Then, I don't think it's damp as in we've had any water come through here, but it's just the temperature's a bit on the coolish side. We had, it rained all last night, so it started raining yesterday afternoon. It went on all night, and it was right through until more or less midday today. Yeah, it wasn't very nice out there. Okay, so that's it. We've done the cosmos. I think I'm going to leave it at that for today, folks. I'm going to probably sow a few, what am I going to sow? Cosmos. Oh, I was going to sow the was going to sow the cosmos in those. I've got me flowers mixed up. Oh well, never mind. Doesn't matter. I'll have to sow some dahlias in those. It's no hardship. I was too busy chatting to you or trying to think of something to say. Never mind. Oh, and if you got a polytunnel like this and you're doing sowing, make sure you take your seeds out with you. Don't leave them in. Obviously, you've got a situation possibly mice, but the main thing is if your tunnel, if it's got no ventilation, it can dampen down, and you could spoil all your seeds, especially, well, the ones which aren't in silver packets anyway. So there you are. Okay, bye for now.